Hey everyone, welcome to Build. I'm your host, Brittany Jones-Cooper, and today we're talking all things basketball, specifically the Big Three. Launched in January of 2017, this league features some of the best players out there in epic 3-on-3 half-court games. Big Three is the perfect marriage of sports and entertainment, and today I'm going to chat about the upcoming championship game with its founders, Ice Cube and Jeff Kwatinetz, Hall of Famer and Commissioner Clyde Drexler, and two players fresh off the playoff games, Emmett and Drew Gooden. But before we bring them out, let's take a look inside of Big Three.
The Big Three is hard-nosed competitive basketball, a star-studded night.
Nate the Great, Abdul-Raouf, Mari Stoudemire, Baron Davis, Coutinho Mobley, Big Baby, Ron Artest, Dr. J, Hall of Famer, Nancy Lieberman, Michael Cooper, Gary Payton.
The playoffs are in Dallas. Who's got the grit and who's gonna quit? The Big Three on Big Fox.
Everyone, keep it going for Ice Cube, Jeff Kwatinetz, and Clyde Drexler. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'm super excited. I've been watching like the top 10 countdown of the best moments of Big Three all day, preparing for this. I'm very excited.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, it's a big week for you guys.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's our championship week, second year. We're here in Brooklyn, which is great because we started off the league in Brooklyn. And, you know, we're like full circle in a way in our second year. It's been, you know, extremely difficult to do this. It's not an easy thing to do. That's why leagues don't come around too often that last. And it's been great. And, you know, one of the most exciting things I ever did in my career. So it's been, you know, a great journey to get back here and to play our championship game and to have, you know, more people, you know, interested in the Big Three.
And you and Jeff, you guys started this together, and I just want to know why, and why hasn't this been done before?
Well, first of all, I started in Brooklyn. I mean, I was born in Brooklyn, Caledonia Hospital. You know, it's an interesting question. I mean, there's 3-on-3 is the most played sport in the world. And it is played in an organized fashion around the world, but there's a set of rules that I think like Kobe and Michael Jordan and this guy would look, you know, like they were playing a playground amateur game. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating on that one. But, you know, I think that we spent a lot of time thinking about how this game could separate from the NBA and what would make it really exciting. And we're fans, and we looked at it from a fan perspective. You know, what would be fun? What do people want to see?
And Clyde, is that why you wanted to get involved? Just because you're like, this is so much fun?
Oh, it's so much fun. And when Ice Cube and Jeff Kwatinetz call you, you may want to pick up the phone, right?
Well, we told you it was a golf thing.
That'll get my attention. But basketball, my son and I did it the first year. I was a coach, and we had such a great time. A wonderful platform, 3-on-3 professional basketball where they treat you. You have part ownership. You have a say-so. They include you in almost every decision, and it is so much fun. From a competitive standpoint, it doesn't get any better than that. And then, now as commissioner, to work with these two visionaries, because they had the vision. No one else did it before because they didn't have the vision. These guys are geniuses. They're right here. I work with them every day. They work 18, 20, 22 hours a day. They love what they do, and that's the reason the Big Three is what it is today, because of these two gentlemen.
As commissioner, what are some of the, yeah, give it up.
By the way,
As the commissioner,
Clyde puts those hours in too.
I'm sure. I was going to say, as a commissioner, what are some of the things that you want to make sure are part of this league or that are really important to you for athletes?
Well, what we look at, we're always marketing, we're always promoting the Big Three because it is the best professional league in the entire world. Not only in this country, but the whole world, right? And so also, we want to make sure our players are having a good experience and that our fans, when they come to the games or they're watching it on Fox, that they're having a great experience. And so Cube and Jeff, between the run of show, the TV productions, and all of the things that go in between, every decision has been well thought out, And that's, the executive team of the Big Three is perhaps one of the best executive teams in all of sports.
Clyde is the best hype man ever.
Well, he's great. That's why we got him. But it's not hype. It's real. He's really, a piece in this puzzle that, without the talents of every piece in the puzzle, Amy Trash is not here, and Mark Garagos, and some of the other people, Justin Williams. These are the people behind the scenes that, help us keep this train on the track. And not only keep it on the track, but keep it moving. And, we're dedicated to changing the game for the better. And we've done things that we see other leagues starting to follow our lead on. And it's cool to be in a position where you can bring something new to fans, sports fans. I've been bringing new stuff to entertainment fans for the longest, music fans. But it's cool to do something that sports fans can get behind, because I'm a sports fan. And so we're very proud, and we do have a dream team. I told Jeff the other day, couldn't nobody do this but us, because we have 30 years in different areas of entertainment. Jeff has, at least promoted, at least 10,000 stadium concerts, because he's worked with some of the biggest acts in the world when he was a manager at the firm. So he has skills in ticketing and getting arenas filled, and how to, everything that you do in TV, and everything to put a deal like this together, to make it work. You need a brain like Jeff, and somebody who has the courage, because it takes courage too. It's not just know-how or experience, but it's like, having the balls to do it. You know what I mean? Or I don't want to be sexist. Having whatever you need to get you through it, to do it. You know what I mean? So, it's a great team, and we all are great in different areas. And us as a team, I think that's why this is going the way it's going. I don't think another team could have done this.
And you guys had to fight to get this off the ground. I was reading, several networks said no. You guys have found a home on Fox now. So how has that changed Big Three and really kind of elevated and helped
every
get
network
exposure?
said no initially. To build on what Cuba's saying, you got to be a little crazy too. You do.
Because you get a lot of no's.
You got to be willing to, to take chances, and you have to be not afraid to fail. Because we've all failed sometimes. I like to say I succeeded more than I failed. I failed a lot, but that's how you create new things. And, part of what we have to do is to inspire others. And, honestly, when we were putting together a lot of the names that we did, both from the coaches and for the players, we thought it was going to be a piece of cake getting a TV deal. And frankly, everyone was interested. But apparently there's this unwritten rule that no one buys a first or second year league. Just wait till year 5 and pay the most cash. We're like, no, but we'll be loyal. They're like, Mother Teresa would sell to the highest bidder in sports. That's not who we are. But we realized that we had to appeal to people not on a business term, but on a how often do you have a shot to be involved in helping to build a new sport. And to Fox's credit, their production staff, they're not used to people talking to them, have an Ice Cube call, complaining about a camera angle and why do you have the jib here? And, and at first they're like, who are these lunatics? But then when they see the ideas start to work, then they start having ideas. And, the ability to be able to talk and be open-minded and work with each other is able to create something. And people don't get to do that. Yeah. People got into the sports business because they love sports. What do they end up doing? Going to the Super Bowl, which sounds great to all of us, but if you've been in sports for a long time, it's work, right? You got to talk to sponsors, talk to the people, and writing a bigger check. And that's not why you got in it. You got in it for love of sports. And that's what we have in common. So even, Clyde, who's been playing sports his whole life, and Amy Trask, who, ran the Raiders for CEO for 17 years, she loves sports. And Cube and I as fans. So that has to be how we approach it.
And you have some heavy hitters. Let me just read the list here. Nate Robinson, Amari Stoudemire, Meta World Peace. So was it easy or hard to get these men to sign on to be a part of the league?
Some were easier than others. It's straight up recruiting. Going in with the best, idea, showing your passion. These guys want to know that we're going to take care of their legacy and that we won't, shortchange it or cheapen it. And so, some guys, they tell you, yeah, and you can't find them. It's like, got the contract, man. Where the hell you at?
Still looking for a couple.
Yeah. And some guys, you don't even talk to, but you get a signed contract back because they heard from the right person that it was cool. So it's different ways that people come in. The biggest names we do have to, and we want to talk to them and make sure they're coming into our league in a comfortable manner because we want them to stay. We don't want them to do it 1 year and just kind of walk away. We want them to fall in love with the big three. And most players, almost to a man, has fallen in love with the big three and want to, be a part of it year after year. So, it's different techniques. But now that we have somebody like Clyde Drexler, it makes it a lot easier because he's a respected commissioner, the coolest commissioner in sports, but very respected by the players, and he looks out after the players and looks and makes sure the players are taken care of. And so, we expect our job to get easier as the league grows, but we don't mind.
Probably won't.
We don't mind jumping on a plane and meeting with a big name guy and trying to get him to be a part of the big three.
I don't want to do all the talking. Let you talk, but I will say, for me, it's easy because I have now. It's not easy. It's always hard signing people. I've signed a lot of people in the music and film business, but in sports, Clyde is such a respected person, and he not only looks out for the players, he knows the game. He knows it, and loves it. He's also the happiest person on earth, by the way, actually. And Ice Cube, especially in the first year, it is true. Everyone takes Ice Cube's call. And it's because of, I've worked with so many people who have gone up and gone down, and we've seen together, this guy's the hot guy, what happened to that guy, Cube has always been, and our thing has always been about long-term and authenticity. And a lot of these players grew up, listening to Cube, following his career, and seeing that respect. So, you want to be with a winner. So, I'm realistic. Like, first year, people, some people I gave a good pitch, and I had credibility because I was with him.
I feel like the league too is coming at an interesting time, especially with what's going on with the NFL and how they've handled the player protest with Kaepernick and all of that. And I know that you've been very supportive of Kaepernick. This is a Black co-owned league. And so I was looking at the ratings, and from last year to this year, the league's ratings have increased. I think your playoffs had over like 700,000 views. So do you think it's sort of happening at a time where people are looking for like a brand that they can trust, people that they really believe are going to take care of their players and take care of the league, and especially in this time?
You want to answer that?
I think when fans look at leagues and how they treat their players, that it does erode that league if the league is not treating their players, in a respectable way. I know there's deals to be made, money to be made. This lawyer better than that lawyer, so you get a better deal. But at the end of the day, these leagues, these owners or whatever, you have our heroes in your hands. And if you're treating our heroes bad, there's going to be some kind of backlash and erosion of the trust of the fan and your league. Why do some commissioners, when they step on the stage, get booed and players get cheered? This is a problem. That means the fans know you guys that we're booing are not treating the guys that we're cheering right. So they have to change that, or it's going to be backlash. We didn't want to start off like that. We don't believe in that philosophy anyway, so I would never be a part of that. So to do this league the way we're doing it with the players as partners is the only way to go. And we are the future, and what they're doing now is the past.
The big difference is Ice Cube is talent. He is talent. I've represented talent my whole career. Amy worked for Al Davis, who we would be disgusted if he saw what was going on now. And, the leagues are different. They're not, they are different. The NFL, when you bring up Kaepernick, is disgusting. The NFL looks at their players as property. I've seen it firsthand. I have things I'm not allowed to say, but what I can say is, every owner is different. But as a league, they're a bunch of old, arrogant white guys. That they don't. It's not just the players. They don't care about the fans. They think that they can't be touched, and it's not. It's not just about freedom of speech or individuality. I mean, they're like tobacco companies. They're denying for decades that CTE existed. They wouldn't put. Last time there was a strike, a long time ago, showed my age, they went out and got replacement players, and they wouldn't even give Grant the one last thing that the commissioner, that the players union wanted, Gene Upshaw, was natural grass, so people wouldn't hurt their knees. He said it was too expensive to water the grass. That attitude is disgusting. Now, the NBA has a lot of younger owners. You have people like Mark Cuban, people like Jeannie Buss, who do care about their players, and it shows. So they're not all in the same place. The NBA is a lot more progressive, but we want to lead the way and be really player-oriented, and it's good business too, because we're all in it together.
Absolutely. I like to add to that by saying that, the executives kind of set the tone for that league. And in the big three, you got Jeff Kwatinetz, Northwestern, Harvard law guy, one of the brightest mind in the entertainment industry, right? You got a cultural icon, a legend over there, Ice Cube. Everyone knows he's always been authentic in everything he's done. And so when these guys call you, and with their track record, they have instant credibility. And so everyone in the big three knows they're in it with all of the executives as well. And working with these guys, you might just get a chance on the next Friday movie. So you never know what's going to happen.
I mean, to be real, Mike Bibby sweating the hell out of me about being in that movie, and Marcus Banks. I'm like, dude, go play basketball.
You got to put him in, though. You got to put him in. Speaking of players, I think we have a couple in the back, Andre, Emmett, and Drew Gooden. We're going to bring them out. But first, let's check out a clip of some more players in the Big Three.
Day-Day, you drunk all the milk?
I didn't drink the milk.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Always drinking all the damn milk. Damn. There still ain't nothing ever in this house.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you boys in the kitchen, in front of my damn TV, watching basketball.
It's the Big Three.
You think we're gonna miss Nate versus everybody?
Nate the Great showing off.
We waited all week to watch the glove
You're gonna be my cheerleader.
and Pops. What you know about Big Baby?
Big Baby wins it.
You just mad because when you was young, you didn't have the biggest name to ever step on the court playing on Friday nights. All I want to do is sit in here and watch basketball.
I used to play basketball, 97-degree weather.
Damn.
No Gatorade, no sweatband. You gotta wipe your head like that. I love basketball. I love basketball.
Big Three. Got the summer on lock. Big Three on Fox.
Everyone help me welcome Andre, Emmett, and Drew Gooden.
Hey.
All right, so we got some players on the stage. Tell me what it's been like to be a part of this league. It's so exciting. Everything's kind of new and evolving. What's it been like for you?
I think, first off, I was a fan last year. I didn't play. This is actually my rookie year in the Big Three. So last year I was a fan, had it on my DVR, was excited to come back and watch my boys playing, in the league. And then got a call from DeMar Johnson saying, hey, you want to rock with the Threes Company this year? And I said, yeah, I'm with it. And had an opportunity to join this guy right now with a chance to win a championship this year.
It's the same. Actually, last year, I didn't get my paperwork in last year. and my boy Kenyon tried to sneak me in. It didn't work, but I made sure this year, I was in Korea, I made sure this year that I took care of all the paperwork and I was ready to go.
And what has it been like for you as players? It feels like you have a real voice and you have this like direct contact with the owners. And is that something that's new for you or the same?
Well, you know what? I want to say it's a players' league, and I think the early stages of the ABA, the early stages of the NBA, it was more of a players' league more than a league for business or politics. And I think where we're at right now with the league, it's a players' league, and not only for players, but for veteran guys who already been through the ranks of playing in the NBA for 15 years and kind of seen the professional ranks of basketball. This is kind of like 3-on-3, playground, street ball, in your face, entertainment. You know what I'm saying? 4-pointers. And
4-pointers, guys. That's exciting.
And Hall of Fame type caliber players. So it's been a great experience.
Yeah. And another really cool thing I saw too was the league allows the use of CBD oil, which is something that is so popular with pain management. And I just love the idea of just like being progressive and being with the times. And so is it cool for you to be part of a league that is like really listening to what players need and want and accommodating that?
Like I said, it's more of a players' league, and we're open to views. And we're doing things in this league like hiring the first woman head coach and Nancy Lieberman, Lady Magic, and just being and kind of probably opening the eyes. And who knows, other major sports might look at this as like, this is groundbreaking and might start piggybacking some of these ideas and these concepts. So I think it's great for our league, and I think it's great for other leagues.
She was just coach of the year, right? Or did I read that? Right.
Absolutely.
Yes. So she's phenomenal. Her record is phenomenal. But I
Lady
saw
Magic.
that distinction. I was like, yeah. And Andre, you were the 4th man of the year, right?
Yep.
So tell us about that.
I actually started the season off the bench, and which is not easy. But came off the bench, showed sparks, and then Barron went down, and it gave me the opportunity to step up and showcase myself a little more. And I'm with a great group of guys, and we just mesh well together. And credit to my teammates for that award, too.
So the championship is on Friday. Big news, guys.
Who's all going?
Right? Let's go. Come on. Who's coming with me?
It's on.
You're both playing in it.
Yep.
Tell me your emotions going into this.
You know what? We've been talking about it. I kind of joked with Cube and Clyde and Jeff earlier about us being kind of like the underdog going into this game. You know, Team Power, they've been the #1 seed probably the last couple weeks of the season. And they beat us already before, so our antennas are up coming into this game. It's competitive. I know you guys probably as fans think, you know, we're just all friends, but once that ball goes up, you know, we're out there for blood. So
I'm just ready. I mean, they got the coach of the year, they got the MVP. I want it. I want them. It's going down.
I was going to ask, what is the atmosphere like at these games? I know you've got the dancers, the cheer, like it's the same vibe. Are the fans really into it? Do you have those loyal fans already built already?
It's a rolling festival of basketball history. It's a great event. I mean, you see, you know, basketball greatness walking around. You know, Dr. J, people like Clyde Drexler, Iceman, and Rick Barry, and you seeing all-stars, first-round draft picks, champions, first overall picks, and to see them back in the arena, not just waving, hi, I'm back, coming back for Clyde Drexler Day. But you see them competing. You see them back in the arena. You see them with the fire in their eyes and the will to win. And the guys on the court, I mean, if you've never seen guys 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet playing 3-on-3 basketball, it's just a sight to see. It's just amazing how ferocious these games are, but in a great way. It's not, you know, to me, it's done the way we grew up watching basketball, where it was a grown man game in the paint, and it's, you know, you can play how you want to play on the wing, but when you go in that paint, you know what I mean, definitely have your mouthpiece in. So this is what fans want to see. The will to win is extremely high. These guys don't want to lose to each other because they can't get away from each other, you know. They see each other the next week. You only play each other pretty much once, and then you might see each other in the playoffs. So it's very, like, you got to get it while you can. You know what I'm saying? Get it as fast as you can, as long as you can, while you can. So
I do want to say one thing, because these guys are professional basketball players. Like, there was this conception last year that, oh, bringing back these old guys. You know, half these guys are playing somewhere around the world. Guys are going back into the NBA. A number of guys are going to go back this year. You know, but the difference is, you know, because they're older, they may not be able to run up and down the court 82 games at the same rate. But they're smarter. And that's how the game was designed. So, I mean, there's no question that the best guys in our league would beat the best under 25-year-old guys in the NBA because they just don't know the game.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that's playing in the NBA right now will have a tough time playing this league. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No
yeah,
question.
whether they're 25 and under, 25 and up, I think.
It wouldn't matter, would it?
I don't think it matter, you know. But it's been an eye-opening experience for us as players too. Me being a 14-year NBA veteran and having to go to Jeff's point, playing 3-on-3 basketball now, there is some strategy to it. So we have to put on our thinking caps and have that will to win.
Yeah. I love it. Like I said, I've been watching those plays all day.
It's great to hear that we have a league where you hear guys come into the league and say, it ain't as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no,
it's the real deal.
I'm one of them.
And that's great because to me the standard of our basketball is high, and it's not, you're not gonna walk off the street and, you know, just get buckets in the big three. You're gonna have to kind of work your way into it. You know, even the guy that came off the street and got buckets, you know, struggled from then on. So it's a real league, and you have to be ready. You have to prepare yourself, and you have to fight for a win. Wins are hard in the Big Three, period.
Yeah, and I was reading, too, just how the revenue shakes out, and it's like the longer you stay in, the more you get paid. So it's competitive. People want to make it to that championship. They want to make it to the end.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every game matters.
Yeah. So let's go to the audience really quick before we get out of here. Who do we have first for questions?
Hi. Question for Jeff and Ice Cube is, as founders, when you came up with the original concept, how long did it take to come out with the framework that you pitched to the network? And was it a case of, did you get feedback from players or other fans of basketball, et cetera? Yeah.
We argued, debated, caught each other screaming about the rules of this and the structure and how it should be put together and how do we make it better than every other 3-on-3 league that's out there. And there's some leagues they've had 30 years head start on that. So, you know, it was great, though, because we got to great rules, we got to great structure for our league, and we got and we showed our passion for the game. You know, we would talk about stuff, go to sleep on it. I would want to call him in the middle of the night and wake him up, and with a concept of, here's why.
Are you saying you never did that?
Here's why I wanted to do it more than I did. Here's why this should work. Here's why this is work. And it went back and forth, man, and it was fun. It was fun to create this league. But then we made the announcement, and that's when the fun.
It was a year.
To work. About a year.
It was actually a little over a year. And you know, first we talked 3-4 times a week, then we talked 3-4 times a day. But it was a year, and it really did come very far. It ain't easy yelling at Ice Cube, man. Let me tell you, it took me a decade before. But what's important is what makes Ice Cube is that he doesn't want to be. We say we don't need to be right. We want to get it right. So like, and we made changes after the first game. Like, you know, we're not afraid, you know, to change things if they're not working. So long time.
Next question.
First off, I want to start off by saying, Ice Cube, I'm a huge fan of yours.
Thank you.
I watched your career progress from gangster rapper to, you know, one day you woke up and you were like a movie star. Not saying that a lot of rappers don't do that nowadays. How did you wake up from being a movie star to being like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to form a league. Did Jeff come to you with the idea? Did you guys come together?
We're big basketball fans, and you know, Jeff would always, when I come to New York, like stalk me to go to a Knicks game, like
torture you.
You'd be like, dude, I got courtside seats, and you don't want to go to a courtside NBA game, like not to see the Knicks, right? So, sorry, Knicks fans. I'm like, man, I don't want to fall asleep up in there. That's gonna be ugly.
Hard being a Knicks fan.
It's gonna be
man.
ugly on camera if I'm in there asleep. So, but I would go, you know, and you know, Jeff, me, you know, we start talking about ideas, things the NBA wasn't doing. You know, he had come up with the Players Awards. Y'all see the NBA Players Awards? Okay, this is Jeff's idea. They took it and kept going because we started the Big Three. But Jeff put together the first NBA Players Awards, and now they got it and they ran with it, right? Okay.
Yeah, except they don't let the players vote anymore.
Yeah, he let the players vote, and the players actually came up with a different MVP the year he let the players vote than the league came up with. They had Steph, you guys came up with James Harden, right?
Yep.
The players. So
one vote.
Anyway.
Every player voted. 95% of the players voted.
So we we're always, want to build a better mousetrap. We're like, 3-on-3, why it's not elevated to the professional level? And it's like, because it's going to be so hard to get that sport off on the professional level unless you have a draw. And players that got a name but don't have a team necessarily in America is what we want. And so we started to think about who's out there who has the name, who still has the game, and wants to be a part of this league. And then that's how we really started to build the idea of this is how we introduce professional 3-on-3 to the world.
Yeah.
And like these guys here, the players make it. Like what I saw Andre do last week was insane.
He was on fire.
But insane. But it's not easy. It's not luck. I mean, it's the competitiveness and trying to design something where guys that are professional athletes don't, like Cube always says, like, what if someone told me when I was 33, you can't rap no more, and he's like, well, that would suck, and these guys are smarter. And they shine, and you never know who's going to shine. You never know because the skill sets are different.
And this is like a platform too. I'm retired. I'm fully retired. I have no desire of ever playing basketball outside of the Big Three again. So this is also not just for guys like me, but this is also a landing pad for guys that still want to pursue getting an NBA job or playing overseas, and it's a spotlight for them to be seen where in other situations you can't be seen in this stage. So it's allowed guys like last year, Josh Childress, who eventually signed with the Denver Nuggets, who played in the league last year, Xavier Silas, who's also a member of the Team Power, who signed with the Boston Celtics last year. So this is not just retired guys. I mean, this is, I think, eventually going to be a place where basketball players can go and still play competitive basketball.
Yeah, it's a powerful recruitment tool almost. So you can,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I just want to add to that because it's half court, it's no longer full court, and you get a week between games. You get to recover. These guys are tough. Yeah. Because they don't have to run and chase the young guys, and they get to recover. They're still as good as they've ever been in the Big Three, and that's what makes the product so good.
And it's from 50 points. Right. You can't go down. You can't go down 10-0. You got to play from the opening straight through. So because of that, you see competitive basketball. I mean, we believed in it from day one, obviously, but it's exceeded our expectations. Especially this year, because last year, people were like, all right, I'll go play with my boys. It'll be fun seeing guys again. And then a professional league broke out, and now guys are like, man, I don't want to go out there and look like an idiot. Yeah. I got to be in shape. I got to be at the top of my game.
Next question.
Hi, guys. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
All right, so this Sunday, I'm going to be the Big 30. Now, what advice do you have to give to me as I approach this next chapter in the game of life?
Hey, applause for that question, first of all.
Not the Big Three, but the Big 30.
You like I did?
Yeah. I like a little wordplay.
Yes. Don't worry about your age. That's my advice. Forget that you're 30. Don't worry about that. It's not how old you are. It's how old you feel. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know how old you was, would you know how old you are? And that's the question. So it's all about feeling, this world tells these dudes they old and they believe it. You know what I'm saying? This world, sports world, when you get 30 or whatever, oh, he's an old man. He's an old man. If you have a dude 60s, have a dude 60 telling a dude 35 that he's old, and that's just crazy. So, the best thing you could do for yourself is forget about that age stuff and keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing it how you feel it, And don't worry about age. Let other people worry about that.
That was dope answer.
Hi, Ice Cube. I'm
Yo, what
your
up?
big fan from Kazakhstan. We love your music so much. Thank you so much for your music. I have a question. If you will record something in the future, can you record something with Eminem, maybe? We're really waiting for this track.
Waiting for that track, yeah.
We will be happy.
I would love to. You know, Eminem is, to me, one of the greatest MCs to ever do it. And I think if we made a record together, it'd be amazing. And I'm going to hit him up. I'm going to say, you know, my man from Kazakhstan says, we got to get on track together. We're going to have to light this up. So that's a good idea, man. You know, you're a great A&R guy. Yeah.
You got to do it for the world. The world wants it.
Do it for the culture.
And one last question, I think, before we get out of here.
Ice Cube.
I like that earring, man. It's dope. Go
when
for it, baby.
When and why did you start playing basketball?
I started, you know, I used to see my brother play. My brother was a ferocious basketball player. You know, our backyard was just, we would call it the Forum. I know you saw. I know you know that word hurts your ears because it's Portland Trailblazer, but
I can't hear it.
But the Forum, we would call it the Forum, and that's where the Lakers play for all those. And he would have battles back then. I would want to play, and he would never let me play because I wasn't big enough, strong enough. And he thought, you know, they just knocked me around, and they wasn't going to take it easy on me. That was just out of the question. So I had to get big enough and strong enough to play. And by waiting, you know, it's like you're like in a slingshot just being pulled back, waiting to explode. So I couldn't wait to get on the court. So by 10, 11, I'm strong enough to deal with them. You know, by 12, 13, I'm killing them. 14, 15, they don't even want to get on the court with me. Yeah.
All right, so is that where the verse, you got a triple-double came from?
Yeah, man, you know, I get them every time I play.
Thanks for your question. All right, guys. Well, like we said, the championship game is on August 24th, this Friday at Barclays in Brooklyn. You can get tickets online, or you can watch it on Fox right at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Eastern, or go to big3.com/tickets. Get your tickets. If you here, get your tickets. You got to see this live, man.
I got to see Andre and Drew play live. So
Yes.
who's coming with me?
Come check us out.
All right. Guys, give it up for the Big Three crew.